I'm going to have 4 charts. And this one is problem statements. And this is data. And maybe somebody says, the way that starts is somebody says, well, she does this all the time. And she does that. And it doesn't work. And it's really maddening that she does this and da-da-da-da-da. And this is just kind of the mess. And somebody says, well, maybe, she should be fired. Okay. I wish she would retire. Help her retire. Whatever. In other words, we want to go ahead and say the unsayable. And even if she's in the room, it might be okay to do this. It might not. It might be difficult. But whatever the impossible is, what we want is people to just voice. And then the concerns come. We can't do that. There's rules, there's laws against that. There's laws. And what I encourage you to do is write a whole sentence as much as possible. So you write this, you don't say, laws restrict what we can do. Okay. And then what happens is that it looks kind of hopeless when somebody else says, well, somebody else will say, well, I've talked to her, and here's how it went. And someone else says, well, have you tried nonviolent communication? Something like that, Or maybe we could try a dynamic facilitation meeting with her in it on some platform. Or we could, solutions come up. And then someone says, I saw her after work. She's really neat. Whenever I meet her after work, I really like her. Oh. So something about work is going on here. So somebody will say something like, how to get Harriet that is off work to come to work. There's a shift, a little bit of a shift. It's like, oh, okay, that's interesting. And now we're starting to think a little bit differently. We're starting to think down a different channel or in a different way. We're opening up. Well, I don't know, maybe we could invite her to, maybe we could all let's create a party. And all of us come and invite her to the party. Blah, 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 blah. Whatever it is. And anyway, we're thinking now in a new way. We're starting to think in a different thing. And then someone says, well, I know, her husband is sick and has been sick for a long time and blah, blah, blah. All of a sudden, there's this compassion that's starting to form. And it's like, oh, geez, well, how do we help? How to help Harriet become the person we know she is? Okay, we started out with how do we fire her? We didn't write it down maybe, or I guess it was try and fire her. But all of a sudden now, we all have come together around this thing trying to find out, well, can we find out more information? Well, and then we start writing things down. We say, well, okay, well, let's find out more about the situation, and let's aim for a party, whatever, and then eventually the group says, okay, well, this is where we got to this is what we're going to do, and this is kind of exciting. Somehow we got into compassion instead of whining and just kind of grousing about her.
How do you get to that? What's obvious?
Well, and then what we do is we want to say, of course. So then now we're going to close the meeting, or set of meetings, or whatever it is, and we'll say, and this is another chart. So we call it the of courses. And that might be the conclusion. Of course, Harriet is a good person. And we, of course, the way she behaves is hurting us. But, and of course, we can help her. And here's what we're going to do. And that's kind of where we end up.